Dear viewers, welcome to the weekly roundup. Thanks for joining. I'm making an episode every week, so if you enjoy this, subscribe. Let's dive in. Starting with reveals and announcements. Let's kick off with some good news from Russia, which, let's face it, is rare these days. Russian developer Oleg, the creator of Gedonia, was cut from all finances because of the sanctions against Russia, but somehow managed to get into a stable situation. That means the work on Gedonia is resuming, a cute indie game in early access that I enjoyed playing a lot. For more support, just check out the game or wishlist it. Ghost Song released an announcement video. From what I can gather, this is a solo dev project. It's going to be published by Humble Games, and here is the description while you watch the trailer. On the desolate moon of Lorien, a long-dormant death suit awakens from slumber, armed and combat-ready, memory clear of purpose. But something new is stirring. Strike out beneath the surface in search of answers in Ghost Song, an atmospheric 2D adventure of self-discovery, ancient mysteries and cosmic terror. Explore winding caverns lit only by bioluminescent flora, battle strange and powerful creatures, and acquire new abilities to help you unearth this alien world's long-buried secrets. No release date yet. More announcements from more solo devs. This time, Sam Keats is back. Remember Sam Keats, ladies and gents, the chill dude from the UK developing an entire hardcore ARPG called Sanctum Breach all by his lonesome? Well, he did. Unfortunately, ultimately Sanctum Breach didn't go anywhere because of a dispute with his business partner or publisher. Not entirely sure what went wrong, but the game died. He took it off Steam and basically was completely gone. Until now, because Sanctum Breach Rebirth is the resurrection of whatever Sanctum Breach was. I'm gonna be honest, I felt Sanctum Breach was mostly an achievement in perseverance, not so much in games development. It was janky and clunky as hell, it looked like it was made in the 90s, and overall I didn't have a great time with it. I really want to be honest about that, because most games I cover I do enjoy. That doesn't mean that I hope that the game fails or something, not at all. I noticed in the trailer though that the jankiness is definitely still there, and I just wonder how many people, apart from the Discord community he already has going, are really able to handle this. Because behind all the jank is a potentially good game, but getting to that point is a bit of a rough one. Sanctum Breach Rebirth launches in early access on July 7th, and we will just have to take it from there. I will definitely play it. Solasta, Crown of the Magister, the Dungeons & Dragons turn-based tactical indie RPG, announced a DLC expansion. It is called Lost Valley. It's available April 14th, and it features a brand new level 1 to 12 adventure with branching paths and multiple endings, 9 new subclasses and many new monsters and locations. The Dungeon Maker gets a bunch of new features as well, so you can play around creating even more dungeons for you and your buddies. Because it is not just this. There will be free multiplayer upgrades for everyone, allowing you to play the entire game, including the DLC and the Dungeon Maker, in online co-op. Pretty good stuff, I would say. Lost Eidolons announced their second closed beta, taking place in the end of April. Lost Eidolons is a turn-based tactical RPG with a gripping cinematic narrative, set in a waning empire riven by civil war, according to the devs, that is. But take a look at the footage and you can see what you're getting into. Very tactical turn-based stuff. The game is developed and published by Ocean Drive Studios, and I think this is their first game. To get into the beta, go to the Lost Eidolons Steam page and you can request access over there. It's pretty simple. You know, it's a bit of a lazy week when I'm covering announcements of announcements, and this time it's not even Path of Exile doing it. Nope, it is Thymesia, a grueling action RPG with fast-paced combat and an intricate plague weapon system. It's a game that seems interesting enough, assuming you like Souls-like games, which this clearly is. Created by Overborder Studio from Taiwan, this is their first title, which is published by Team 17. They announced they may have a release date soon. Well, there you go. Return to Nangrim, the first-person narrative-driven Dwarven RPG set in the rich world of Arafin, started a video series on the lore of that same world. Developed by Psycho Forge and driven by devs working for many years to create the Arafin universe, the time has come to more broadly explain to the audience what Arafin is, which races occupy the lands, and how certain civilizations go about their business. I'm very intrigued by this game after playing the teaser for around 2 hours. It is a stunning game, full of intricate details, just as well crafted as dwarves would craft their own armor or beer. Really something to keep an eye on, this one, because I think it's going to be amazing, honestly. Proceeding with the Patch Plaza, bringing an overview of patch news, last Epoch dropped a whole slew of announcements, of course, surrounding patch 0.8.5, and if you are interested in that, you should really check out my main channel, youtube.com/Thyworm, which is primarily going to focus around last Epoch from now on. In short, it's going to be a much lighter patch than normal, with just 2 dungeons, 1 new arena mode, some new loot, some visual updates, and that's honestly it. All focus and effort is now on multiplayer over there. Path of Exile dropped a patch bringing controller support on the PC. Revolutionary, unironically. Haven't tried it out yet, but I probably will next week once everything is optimized and all, hopefully. I can't wait to play a zoom 1-button build with a controller and actually save my wrists for a change. Let me know if you tried this out and what your experiences are so far. I really like this update at least. Chorus, the narrative-driven space game, released patch 1.6, bringing ray tracing and DLAA. Also, a hands-on throttle and stick is supported, should you have that equipment available. I do not. I did play this game though, I finished it as well, and it is an absolutely stunning game from both a graphical and plot perspective. Absolutely worth playing if you are even remotely interested in what you see on the screen, because I enjoyed every aspect of this game. Staying in space with the Fermi Paradox, this is a game where you need to solve that Fermi Paradox, which is the paradox that mathematically a lot of alien civilizations should exist, as there are billions of other galaxies out there. However, we have never encountered aliens, hence the paradox. In this game, you're going to change that. It's a real fun, cute indie game, still in early access and patch 0.66 just released. It brings the original soundtrack, full of great ambient songs, 3 new species to play with, a whole bunch of events, and some bug fixes. It's now bi-weekly, but it's still impressive. Vampire Survivors drops another patch. This absolute marvel has 4 new achievements, a bonus stage, and some bug fixes. It is probably still my favorite game of the year so far. Then, releases. Looking back quickly at what released last week, we got Tunic, the Zelda-inspired cute indie fox. No, not that one. This one is much cheaper, only 25 bucks, and rated at 92% user rating on Steam. Onday, the other game that released last week, at the time of writing doesn't have enough reviews yet for a score. Can't imagine this being an overnight hit though. Despite it being a bit of a quiet week, I did manage to find something interesting, at least, that I haven't heard much about. There's this game called Itorah, developed by German indie studio Grimbard. Discover the world of Nahuken in this 2.5D action platformer. You are Itorah, the only human in this strange place. Explore, fight and survive to uncover your past and save Nahuken from its biggest threat, a mysterious plague. I think the art style and lighting are great. Visual clarity might leave a thing or two to be desired, but after watching this, I'm sure you have a decent idea what you are getting into. Release is March 21st. I know how much all of you love interactive poems. I mean, who doesn't? Poetry is what got most of us into gaming in the first place, right? Well, I got just the thing for you, a Memoir Blue. It is an interactive poem about a superstar athlete and the all-encompassing love between mother and daughter. A unique aesthetic combining hand-drawn and 3D art brings Miriam's magical realist journey to life as she swims into the depths of her own memories. A series of gameplay vignettes blends sacrifice and heartbreak with victory and pride as she reconnects with her inner child and deepens the love she shares with her mother. I mean, are you not entertained? Release is March 24th. Also releasing March 24th, Norco, a post-noir point-and-click exploration of the industrial swamplands and decaying suburbs of South Louisiana. Time for some personal updates. What have I been up to? Well, creating a new channel, and let me explain why. YouTube and its algorithm really like a focus, and my main channel, Thyworm, just didn't have that anymore. And it suffered because of it. This channel, the Indie Investigator, has a clear focus on indie games, and at the very least there will be this weekly upload, the roundup. Anyone enjoying it can subscribe, and then a week later you get another video with the same content. Well, not exactly the same content, but you get it, right? The content that you enjoy, which should work really well. Thyworm, in the meantime, is going back to purely a RPG and mostly last Epoch with build guides, regular guides, opinion pieces and maybe some news here and there. That is what got my channel into the size that it is today, and I plan to grow it much larger. And then anyone interested in that should be good over there, and that is how I gained quite some subs in the past. I'm hoping that by adding more focus I can start gaining subs again, because the channel is pretty much dead. Apart from that, not a whole lot going on. I've been sick mostly, you can still hear it a little bit in my throat, but I'm feeling much better now though. And that's it. If you have any questions or remarks, put them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did and you want more like this, consider liking the video, or even, especially ladies and gentlemen, subscribing, because at the moment that I'm making this I have 0 subscribers. Thanks for watching and for making it to the end. Love you all. See you soon. Bye bye.